welcome to your second science video of the week. Hopefully you had a go at making or doing the experiment that I put on the video yesterday. Today's science experiment is going to be making a lava lamp, okay, so making your own lava lamp. Now, make sure you don't do this one on your own, and all of the experiments don't do on your own, but this one, make sure you don't do on your own, and please ask your adults if you can use the stuff before you do, okay? So, a lava lamp. What I'm going to do, I'm going to talk you through how to do it and what you'll need, and then you can either have a go at yourself, or if you're not going to have a go at home, you can re-watch this video and fill out the science and the experiment evaluation sheet yourself on my experiment, okay? So firstly, what you're going to need is either a glass or a jam jar, okay? So you're going to either need a glass or a jam jar. I'm going to use a jam jar, okay? And it doesn't have to be very big, but what's really important is that when we start filling it with the things that I'm going to tell you in a minute, you don't fill it right to the top. You need quite a bit of space left over, okay? So a jam jar. Then what you need is some water, okay? I've just put mine in a cup so that I don't have to run to the tap. You're just going to need a little bit of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up my jam jar up to 1/4 worth of my jam jar, okay? With water, just water. So as you can see, I've just got some water in there. Next, I am going to need some oil, okay? Now, it doesn't really matter what oil it is. I'm using vegetable oil. You could use sunflower oil, whichever oil you have at home, okay? And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that you will have some oil at home and you'll have all of these things that we're using, okay? So, water. Then so we've got 1/4 worth of water. Now we're going to put in 3/4 of oil, okay? Ooh. So, there's my water and there's my oil. Now, you might be able to see that the water is at the bottom and the oil is at the top. Now that's because water and oil don't like to mix together, so they've separated. So the water is at the bottom and the oil is at the top, okay? So they have separated. So when you're doing your experiment, make sure you're watching out for that. Next, what you need is some food colouring. Now you only need one colour, okay? You only need one colour. So you don't need to have lots and lots of colours, just one. I'm going to choose red, okay? And what I've done, I've put a towel down on my table so that I don't spill lots of things on my table, okay? So, what I'm going to do with my food colouring is just do a few drops into my jam jar. Okay. And you'll see the food colouring drop into the bottom. Okay, so it's in the oil at the moment, but eventually it's going to sink down and it will, look, can you see that? It will start mixing with the water. Okay, now this is where the fun happens, okay, so where our lava lamp starts. So I'm going to use a Berocca, okay, because they fizz, but I know some of you won't have a Berocca. You might have bicarbonate of soda, so I would have used bicarbonate of soda, but I don't have any. So hopefully you have bicarbonate of soda or you have a Berocca, okay? If you're using bicarb, what you need to do is get a teaspoon of bicarb and pour it into your jam jar, and then see what happens, okay? But I'm going to be doing the same thing, but instead of pouring a teaspoon of bicarb in, I'm going to be putting a Berocca in, okay? So, what I'm going to do is just carefully put it in to my jam jar, okay? And you will start to see that the Berocca or the bicarb starts fizzing. Then what you need to do is get a torch. So I'm going to use a foam torch. Get a torch and put it underneath your lava lamp to make it look really cool, okay? So I've put my torch underneath my lava lamp, and as you can see, there's lots and lots of things going on in my lava lamp. So if I turn it, oh, that looks cool. If I turn it, so what's happening is the Berocca is fizzing, and now what it's doing, it's producing a gas called carbon dioxide, and the water is still at the bottom and the oil is still at the top. But what the carbon dioxide is doing is it's taking some of the water, the coloured water, up through the oil, and then it's popping, and then it's sinking back down again. The water is sinking back down again because the bubble or the gas has popped at the top. Okay, so have a go on your own and see what happens. After you have done your science experiment, make sure you have a go at filling out one of the science evaluation sheets so that you're looking at what you need, what you had to do, what happened and why you think it happened. So perhaps you might want to re-watch this video to see what I said about what happened and why it happened. Okay, and please email pictures of your experiment and tell us how it went. Have fun!